Welcome back to another movie. So for today we're going to be doing a ombre tutorial. In this tutorial I will only be using gel polish. So we're going to go right in. The first thing we'll be going to be doing is buffing the nail. I am using a medium ballerina or medium coffin nail for this tutorial. Buff it all the way out. Get rid of all the shine, guys, because if you put on any polish on top of this, maybe in 2 days the polish will be very easy to peel off. Make sure you get rid of those little bits on the end as well to get it as straight as possible. After basically buffing out all the nails, make sure that you put on some sticky tabs on the stands, because this way you will make sure that all your nails won't move when you put any polish on top. After you're done putting all the nails on the stand, get yourself a fluffy brush and brush all the dust off the nails. After you have brushed off all of the dust, the first thing we're going to be doing is get yourself a base coat, and we're going to coat all of the nails with a thin layer of base coat. When you're done applying the base coat, put it under the UV light for about 60 seconds. So for the ombre, I will be using the darker color first. Apply a really thin layer because you'll be going over it with the sponge as well. So one thin layer, put it under the lamp, and then we'll go over to a second layer. Just see how your colors are pigmented. If it's really pigmented, one layer should be fine. But I also feel like the more layers, the stronger the nail will be as well. So for me, 2 layers is where I'll go. So after applying the 2 layers, dried and all, I will be using a sponge. So the sponges that you see is the one that I will be using. I always cut them in like 3 or 4 pieces because, as you can see, the nail isn't that long, so I won't be needing the length of the sponge, so I'll just cut it in 4 pieces. Because we're using a sponge, of course sponges will soak up all of the product. So whenever I put on the gel polishes on the sponge, I just tap a little bit on all of the nails. So the polish will be sitting there for a little bit until I'm finished with the one nail. I will go to the other nail so that I will still have some product when I go to the other nail. Otherwise, I would have to put product on my sponge every single time I go to another nail. I will repeat this process about 3 times, also depending on your preference. If you want to do it multiple times, that's up to you, but for me, I do it 3 times. So for this method with the sponge, what I do is I gently tap on the nails, and I would make the transition line first to see where I want the transition to go. And then after that, I will go up and down, to the left, to the right, up and down, to the left, to the right, to make sure everything is all blended together so you won't see a harsh line when doing that. This method will also cause some texture on the nail, which will be fine because as soon as you put the top coat on, that texture will dissolve. So as soon as you're done with the 3 coats, so make sure between the 3 coats, you put it under the light for 60 seconds. You go to the second coat and then 60 seconds under the light again. Third coat, 60 seconds under the light again. And then after that, we're gonna go with the top coat. Alright guys, so here is the end result. I hope you like this video. If you have any issues, just leave a comment or message me. Please like and subscribe, and hope to see you next time for the next tutorial.